Hello. So you read the title. You know what I want to say. And let me preface by saying that I don't agree with the things he said, nor do I mourn his death. His death by itself doesn't impact me. He died for the things he said, but he had the right to say these things. The same way, I think that you have a right to cheer his death. It's weird to me that the people who preach peace and speak of preventing people dying, and I would align myself mostly on the liberal blue side, but it's weird that the same people encourage violence.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist blood.
I maybe showed, I don't know how I edit this, but I think right now I showed a video of Hassan or Destiny calling for the violence. And I think I will go into depth in all I believe here. But let me first ask, to the people cheering, what did killing him accomplish? His death, because let me be very honest here, in the grand scheme of things, on how vast the internet is, Charlie Kirk wasn't an extremist. I would maybe, if you know who Crusader is it problematic to say that? Well, maybe. If you know who that guy Crusader is, or if you know who Nick Fuentes is, they are way more radical in their beliefs. And with Charlie Kirk gone, who will his audience turn to? Because the people who do follow him didn't suddenly see that and be like, oh yeah, the guys whose beliefs I agree with died, got killed actually. Oh yeah, that will cause me to change my belief and become more progressive. No. They will turn more radical. To put it blatantly, they saw their hero die as a hero. They didn't see somebody debate him and win and change their mind. There is no more arguments to be made. The book is closed on that. Now the people who are stuck in their beliefs never saw them get disproven. Let me just check so my mic is adjusted well. But I wasn't gonna go on there and just start saying this, because I saw how much misinformation there is around this entire thing. You know? And I don't believe myself to be an expert in any of these matters like guns. But it's so weird to me that before we go into like talking, oh, was this about the assassination? Let's get our facts straight. The thing that actually made me want to make this video is because I was scrolling TikTok and saw this right here.
Cash Patel, buddy, it's not adding up. You're telling me that somebody with a Mauser 98 rifle, non-collapsible, like a polymer stock in the barrel and a scope, at least according to the pictures that you're showing us, you're telling me that this guy shoves a whole ass rifle into his pant leg?
See, I am not a gun expert, but Mauser 98 and polymer stock don't tend to go together. When I first saw this weapon, I assumed, oh yeah, it was just some random Remington 700 or some shit, I don't know. But nowhere here does it say Mauser 98, because it isn't. It takes one look at Mauser's catalog to see the rifle. It's the Mauser 18. From what I see, a fairly popular rifle among hunters. And that is true. As far as I know, disassembling the Mauser 98 is quite complicated and requires a bit of tools. But that's not the case with the Mauser 18. That just has 2 bolts, or 2 screws, to remove the stock. Tyler Robinson, the perpetrator, allegedly, also had a screwdriver, and there were fingerprints found in it. Removing the stock doesn't take that long. But here we just see this run, and we just see this
Shoves a
spiral.
whole ass rifle into his pant leg and waddles to the school. Then gets to the school and disassembles this rifle and puts it in his backpack. Mind you, this is not a Nerf gun. You need tools to do that, probably like fucking Allen keys. This is not like, you know, like it's not like those movies where they pull out that like fucking tungsten box and they unlock it, take the piece and screw it together and and then take the shot and take it apart. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a fucking Mauser 98, like a hunting rifle. Okay, like a bolt-action hunting rifle. You can't just snap that fucker in half and fold it like it's a transformer. So, anyway, here's what you're telling me. Cash.
Sure. But as I said, you can unscrew the body from the barrel, and now the rifle, which is like 1 meter and 5 centimeters long, suddenly went into 2 50 centimeter-ish parts. It just spirals into...
Look up the video of George H.W. Bush showing just how realistic those masks are. Somebody came into the Oval Office to show him, and she was wearing the mask.
This video appears to spiral, but all of that from like a bit, I wouldn't say faulty presumption how guns work, because I've seen some of his videos, he seems to know his stuff. But, you know, just seeing so much misinformation spread, and it's so easy to get caught up in like imagining these huge plots. And I would want to present a more plausible, in my opinion, explanation. In a country where both sides are violent, and some sides of them, and some niche groups inside them, the most vocal ones usually, call for violence. So if so many people are praising the killer, why wouldn't someone be the killer? But alright, I guess that's enough about politics. I had little notes here that I wanted to go through, like, because I see so many like conspiracy theories, like this guy right here, and they just fuel this weird train of, oh, it was a murder mystery. And I already explained why I don't think that was the case. But let me just go back through it and just show you this.
Mogvet here. For those of you who don't know me, I spent 24 years in the United States Army, and I did 5 deployments, including 1 to Mogadishu, Somalia, and I spent about 12 years working with special operations folks. So I know a little bit about Navy SEALs, Rangers, Delta Force, etc. The average infantryman couldn't pull off that shot. That was done by a highly skilled marksman with sniper training.
I'm not going to go in super weird detail, but infantrymen are equipped with M4 rifles. I still believe that's standard issue for America, or the US. People after sniper training typically don't engrave their bullets because that fucks up the ballistics because of the chamber pressure and stuff. They're also not taught to hit the neck. They are quite precisely taught to hit center mass. Now, if you think to yourself, he was wearing a vest, I actually thought that too, because I saw the little line on his pec. That is not a vest. That is just some wrinkle. How do I know? This is a weird explanation, but you see his nipple. People who wear vests, they are thicker, so past thick that you can't see definition of nipples, but either way. And that shot was made at 150 yards, was it? That's not a shot that takes incredible training to do.
I don't want to get into all the specifics about recognizing chaos when you compare, say, something that didn't happen in Butler, Pennsylvania, when you see the crowd kind of going, and when you see the crowd with Charlie Kirk's little assembly in Utah.
Butler, Pennsylvania is where Trump got shot. And two things. The Trump assassin was shooting also something on the M4 platform. 5.56 bullets are way less loud. I'm pretty sure he was further away. And Trump stood up after like 2 seconds. Whilst here, you saw the blood pouring out. Kind of big of a difference. But nevertheless, let's go on.
Two things are going to happen with the suspect. One, they're not going to find him. And two, if they find him, there's an old story. Dead men tell no lies.
If you want to disguise this as a big assassination, sure. Is that liked in opinion? No. Because this is way too long and I want people to like go away with a clear message of what I want to say. I think you have a right to celebrate his death. I don't think he should be killed for it. He had a right to speak his beliefs. I don't think he should be killed for it. I don't agree with his beliefs. This is not a left or right issue. But the moment you just cut off dialogue and take justice into your own hands, don't take this argument as, oh yeah, if he was Hitler and would you kill Hitler? Let's examine this on a case-by-case basis. This guy wasn't turbo-Nazi space Hitler. He was a guy spreading his opinions. I don't agree with them. And I say it over and over and over again because the line to be liberal, or on the left, as I would say I am, is just moving more and more and more and more and more. So it's already me being to the left, but now the left is moving so much more left that by comparison, it looks like I'm on the right wing. I'm not. And even, what was his name? Dylan Whittaker?
Make that line be one between the left and right. Because if you do make that line fall between the left and right, I will side with the right. This is not about party lines, so don't fucking make it about...
The comment section on that video is all maggots saying, now this is a man. This is a true man. You have Nazis telling you, yeah, this is great. If I had to make a choice, if there was a line and you made me choose between left and right, I'm going to choose right. Dean. That's that performative neoliberal shit. It was all about a paycheck. I fucking knew it.
Do you see what I mean? The line to be left is just so pushing that saying, I don't think you should kill somebody for their political views. Just these extremist thoughts of shutting the other opinion out. I do believe that in some aspect Charlie Kirk was also guilty of it, of shutting the opposition out. But here we see the same thing.
It was all about a goddamn paycheck. And people tried to gaslight me. No, he was just sad because the mom and the kids were there. That was debunked. It's a lie. He said it himself. His own fucking words. If I had to choose between the right and the left, I would choose the right.
Why is the left mad at Dean for crying about it? He saw the man in person. The second you're on any side, and you shut yourself off from having a dialogue about anything, I tend to think of you a bit less. Because I always believe that there is movement. It's always good to, even if you don't get to change someone else's mind, like the entire dialogue of refining your own ideas is good. But yeah. Let's turn into a pretty big yapping session of a half an hour long now. I don't know how edited this will be, but yeah, see ya.